see that 92.7, go with the flow. Feel your day with us.
Thank you so very much for choosing FlowFM 92.7 and listening via terrestrial radio on 92.7 megahertz. We'll say hello to you as well to you if you're joining us via the World Wide Web at www.flowfm927.com. Thank you and welcome to the headline news analysis. It's now time for us to debate for the next 28 to 29 minutes or thereabout to analyze, take a deep dive in some of these stories and analyze them from different angles. Well, the analysis will be coming from the studio as well too. We're not restricted to the studio. You also have a chance to join in the conversation by taking the position as to where the analysis is, this morning, or maybe any other story that's catching your attention and you want to pass comments on them. You're absolutely free to do that. To do that, please give us a call on 0807 777-9927. There are basic rules on the program. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from, and go straight to the point. And then please turn down the volume of your radio when you get through or you connect through to the studio. Tell us your name. You have 60 seconds, 1 minute to make your comment, or you want to bring any other story outside of what we have this morning. You're absolutely free to do that, but please make sure we can verify your story, and it must be from a credible source. All right? My name is Dayo Adeyemi.
I'm Danielle Shitta-Bey. Thank you for joining us on the headline news analysis for this morning. Good morning to you, Nicholas.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
All right. That's great to hear.
What's you doing?
The views to be expressed is not in any way the position of FlowFM 92.7 or the staff therein, but as expressed by our in-house analyst, Nicholas Uwerunonye. And to remind you that we're streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook this morning at FlowFM 927. All you have to do is get on any of these apps and get in on live action happening in the studio right now. Before we rounded off yesterday, we were talking about the false reports, the rumors that have been circulating, and the Nigerian army dismissing the reports claiming that bandits invaded its troops location in Obanla, Kwara State here, cutting away 6 general-purpose machine guns and over 30,000 rounds of ammunition. You were about to talk about it before we had to round off.
Yeah, there was something similar to that happened on, I think it was a Saturday. I was around Pangpo. Yeah, that is that new road being built by Boa to link Afon, Bala, all the way to Ofa. That highway that is in, Pangpo is just off that road. And it was all over the places that, Boko Haram invaded the community. You understand? There was a lot of concerns. What I had to do was, I stopped and made a call to the CP, Adeyemi Ojo, and told him that this is what I have learned. He said there is no such thing. Then he even said that is just fear mongering, and that wasn't the first instance. They've had things like that, about 2 or 3 different companies, even in Egbejila, where I happen to live, and it's been peaceful, and but he did warn of one thing that we should be very careful of as members of the public, which is that the aim of insurgents is to instill fear
and panic.
Because it serves them very well. Don't forget that we used to have an instance where bandits will send letters to communities that they are coming, that they should prepare for them. So it's just a way, it's a scare tactics, to tell you that there is nothing you can do. We are coming in, and in things like that we are unstoppable. And if you give in to that fear, you understand, they are 50% successful in their operation. So I believe that we should pay heed to what the military said on what happened in Babanla, on the situation of in Babanla, that no such attack happened. You understand? And I mean, just attack army and cut away guns like that. Even in Boko Haram, you don't have instances like that. Yes, you might have an attack, sneak attack on barracks and things like that, but cutting away, wholesale, military hardware. How about that's a bit far-fetched. So this is one way of letting the public understand that when we hear rumors, we should try and verify and not just spread panic. Because it serves this insurgents and bandits very well if you are in a state of panic, because you just be blundering, and you put yourself in harm's way when you panic over nothing at all.
That's why we always say on the headline news analysis that if you must bring forward any other story outside of what we have. It
Verifiable
must be
sources.
verified. We
Yeah.
must be able to verify. You
From
must
a
be able
very
to
reliable
state
source.
the source where you got the story from. Because there are a lot of these days, anybody can just wake up and put something out on the internet just to create fear and panic and the people. But anyways, for verified, reliable news items, make sure you tune in to FlowFM 92.7 every single day. Don't change your dial. Here you have verified news stories. It's not about, putting out the stories there first.
No.
It's embarrassing, as a matter of fact, for you to be doing a rejoinder to your story. Very, very embarrassing. So that's why we must verify the stories. We take our time in verifying the stories, and then we put it out there for you, okay? Thank you so very much, Nicholas. Setting the record straight. Let's move ahead to something a bit more pressing, honestly.
All right. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasan, been talking about them from last week as well.
Well, they'll remain in the
they've
news for
been-
as long as, these issues, persist.
No, they put a lot of scare in us. You know? It's not small scare. What happened we did that the Dangote Pengasan saga.
Well, they faulted Vice President Kashim Shettima for condemning its recent strike over the sack of workers at the Dangote refinery, insisting it acted within its mandate to protect members' rights. Now, the face-off followed Shettima's remarks at the 2025 Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja, where he urged caution from organized labor, warning that no group should hold the country to ransom. He described Aliko Dangote as a national economic pillar whose investments must be protected to sustain Nigeria's growth. Pengasan President Festus Osifo, however, maintained that the association would repeat its strike action if similar circumstances arose again, stressing that Nigeria was greater than both Dangote and the presidency, while emphasizing that the union's duty was to safeguard the welfare and employment of its members.
All right, Nicholas, straight up, do you think Pengasan were indeed fighting for the right of its members?
Well, they are fighting for their right, their own right, and in this particular instance, I think it is selfish. Recall what Shettima is saying is that Dangote is a major pillar of the Nigerian economy. You don't go about grounding such things. Let's go back a little bit, in time. Under President Obasanjo, there was this effort to create superstructures, super economic pillars, pioneered and run by the private sector. That was where you have this Transcorp. The Transcorp was created, essentially to create the same, it's like a kind of fulcrum to power the economy, like the Asian Tigers did. You see, government coming together to bring consortiums and give them backing, they are just like national assets, but not run by government, but private sector. They give them all the backing so as to run their economy, on an open market system. You understand? So Dangote, is organically emerged, rather than having, you have government support and it's organically emerged, and it's taking control, a major chunk of the petroleum operation in Nigeria, downstream petroleum operation in Nigeria. So this is not the time to start talking about some rights where I think it's a bit nebulous. We are talking of an employer-employee situation. An employer can decide on which employee to bring on board, and it can give you condition. If you like, you work on it. If you like, you leave it. So it's as simple as that. As far as I'm concerned, those are the principles that guides any kind of labor arrangement, labor agreement, and labor protocol. You understand? So the moment you don't respect that, anything you bring is dictatorial, and that is what Pengasan did. It's pure and simple. I have been on it for several instances. On several several instances we have discussed this matter. Now, if we are talking about something that involves say NMPCL, for instance, you talk of Shell, for instance, you talk of we know it is part of the tradition. Pengasan is a major stakeholder in some of these joint venture corporations that we have in Nigeria. But Dangote is a different kettle of fish entirely. It is principally run by an individual. You understand? It is a private sector owned, that brought in a lot of interest. Do we have a call?
Yes, we do.
Let's try.
Sorry to bother you, Nicholas.
Looks
Looks like we lost that call. Please go ahead.
Okay. So that is my take. I think, I support the vice president, implicitly and explicitly on what his take on that Dangote should be protected by all costs. Yeah, at all costs. Sorry, and I think Pengasan, I think they were not proactive in what happened. I think they should have reached out to Dangote earlier before they came on stream, knowing exactly what he intends and how they can, before we got to this level we are talking about.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. All right, this is headline news analysis where we discuss, debate, and talk about trending national, stories across, across board, the national stories. So it doesn't sound like a repetition. Away from that, let me just ask you this: what if the manner in which the vice president did say that Pengasin is not bigger than Nigeria,
okay,
obviously, and Pengasin is saying on their side that Dangote is not bigger than Nigeria. So, what if anything goes wrong, or there is, maybe a breach in the agreement between Dangote and Pengasin? What happens again? Because again, it does. If you look at the concluding parts of the statement from Pengasin, it says that they will not fail to repeat the same action if
Similar
so
circumstances.
that's more like like an open, threat.
That's right. Well, I don't expect them to say anything otherwise, but I think that they have got the message, that on this episode, they don't have the public. They don't have, the backing of the public.
Sorry to bother you, Nicholas. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Danielle. Good
Okay.
morning, Dayo. Nicholas, good morning.
Good morning
Good morning
to you, Toyi.
Yes, Nicholas, on this Pengastan Dangote issue, I think we will disagree a bit.
Okay.
You see, Dangote shot itself in the leg, and I'll tell you how. Pengastan took a step in unionizing staff of the Dangote refinery. They sent a notice to that effect to the Dangote management. They gave them the go-ahead. A communique was sent to the workers that whoever is interested in joining Pengasan should notify, which they did. Dangote thinking the staff may not want to join, or rather they think they won't want to join, so to say. Now, and form was sent to the workers, which Pengasan gets a feedback of 970 members showing interest in joining Pengasan. That was when Dangote now realized they have buckled in. And that was why they took that action against the 800 staffers. Even with people that were still on leave, people that were on maternity leave. You see, for me, we all want the Dangote to survive. We want it to be a success story. But the thing is, an institution does not just stand alone. Every fragment of an institution should be able to work according to their dictates. For me, I think Dangote has enjoyed so much monopoly in the past, and I think he has gotten used to that. He wants to dictate it and wants to control everything. I understand. He has the right to employ and fire. But that notwithstanding, people that work within that confines of business, they have a right as well. If he had given his consent for his workers to join Pengasan, that is where he has buckled in. That's the sincere truth.
Thank you so very much, Toyin.
Toyin, I absolutely agree with all the points you raised. But you see, here is where we differ a bit. If Pengasan had decided to picket Dangote separately and not shut down the downstream sector, I wouldn't have any problem with that. If they had backed their members to go to the industrial court that is following the law, I will have no problem with that. But you see, what they have decided to do now, in my dictionary, is terrorism. You're saying that if you don't do this, then we will shut down people. That is, we are talking of shutting down business that had nothing to do with Dangote refinery and no Nahaba. That is just the point.
Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What is your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Shito. I'm calling from Sango.
Shita from Zongo. Please go ahead with your comment.
Thank you. You see, I strongly disagree with the earlier caller that said Dangote shoot himself at the leg. You see, in this country, as a people, we need to know what we wanted as a people beyond what surroundings the circumstance. You see, Pegasus shutting down Nigeria is going to affect everybody. And somebody just said, whether we like it or not, Dangote refinery is presently backbone of Nigerian economy. There are many wars that military want to fight, but they will not fight because of casualties. There are many institutions in this country that are not unionized. Why is the union body so interested in unionizing Dangote staff? There are many unions. I worked in a place where the union wrote to our employer that and they said no, and nothing happened. So they are interested in shutting down Nigeria. In the end, it is masses like me and the person that just talked now will suffer it. And we have double stand. And in the end, we'll be shouting the federal government this, federal government that. If you have to build this country, we need to build it together. Two wrongs can never make a right. That is my comment this morning. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
God bless Nigeria.
I thank you so much, Shitu, for your comment this morning.
And even more importantly, I sincerely hope Mr. Tony is listening. You see, we didn't get to this sorry pass, in a downstream operation. If while Pengasan was there watching, we were talking about the turnaround maintenance, the scam, the turnaround maintenance, and all.
Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
This is Michael from Ilorin.
Oh, Michael, it's good to have you.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. On the Dangote Pengasin issue, I don't think anybody in the country should stand behind anything that will put the masses in more suffering. Have we settled down to look at the ripple effect of those few hours or few days? In some areas, cooking gas is like times 2 in some areas.
1,800 is even scarce right now.
And I wonder why anybody will support for the whole masses to suffer. I repeat what the vice president said, and I believe I totally support him. Dangote is an institution. We have people in this country that have the same $20 billion. They will decide to keep it raw cash in their house.
Exactly.
So what are we saying? Are we not supposed to encourage people? Okay, now look at the way we are suffering in power sector. After how many years now, if Dangote now decides to invest, we will shout monopoly. This man is, he has decided not to start his money abroad. And he is in something productive in the country. We should support him. Whether other people want to join him or not is a total different ballgame.
All right.
So I think we should support this man. Okay, now the people Pegasus fought for, what was the outcome of those 800 staff? Are they back to the refinery? The answer is no. They have decided to take them to another place. So who has that benefited? So I don't think anybody in the country should even support what Pegasus is doing. As a matter of fact, I think we should even begin to think of something serious to do with all this union and begin to rework any form of agreement or law, setting them up. Thank you.
All right. Well, definitely, we will have varying opinions and we'll take different stands on some of these things. But again, we should, bring reasoning to the table. Let's take a look for what Tony is saying. If you look at the cement, industry, look at, FMCGs from Dangote as well too. Who controls them? So in that light, maybe that's where Tony is coming from. So the fear of him totally monopolizing this oil industry, maybe that's Tony's fear.
Okay.
Let's take another
reaction.
comment. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. You're live.
Okay, please try and connect back. Just to quickly add to my comment, I was reading a report about a particular, let me just keep the name away, a particular, cement product who says that his products was really, really highly rated, but because of the closeness to the corridors of power, certain persons used the influence and then killed his own business.
Okay. Well, you see, those are purely speculative. Let us be very clear about it. Yes, I kind of I know the person we are talking about, and there has been a lot of things being said, but there is nothing concrete that shows that.
Yes, in a way,
there was nothing concrete. Don't forget that we have a Bua cement factory, and there is another one, Mangal, that is coming on stream. And it's it's waxing strong. You see, let us be very clear about certain things. No businessman is a saint. No businessman in this world is a saint. It's all about interest and making money. It's as simple as that. But you see, where the evil is far lesser than the good, you just have to go. You have to go with it because we live in an imperfect world. So what we are saying is that with a Dangote, it is a lesser evil compared to the monopoly when we have the JVCs, where you have humongous rot corruption in the refineries. You know, we are talking of Port Harcourt refinery, Warri refinery, Kaduna refinery. None is working.
Okay, let's take another call. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
What is your name and where are you calling from? Could you repeat yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm talking about this Dangote.
All right, please, before you go ahead with your comments, kindly register your name again. We didn't get your name and where you're calling from.
I said Mohammed from Tanke.
All right, Mohammed from Tanke. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Talking about this Dangote Pengassin issue, I think the people that are supposed to think about it have not sat down to decide what Nigeria wants. Nigeria doesn't want unionism to suffer people. Nigeria doesn't want people who are supposed to be representing people to be depressing them, to be oppressing them. What's the meaning of shutting down? Okay, if you're having a problem with Dangote, go to the factory and have a problem with him, not the social supply. Where is Pengassin? When all the oil refineries have failed and they have not performed, yet they were there. Nobody spoke of everything. Now that Dangote has come on board with the refinery, which is a relief to all Nigerians. In fact, the cabal, has come up to say that Dangote should not survive. The masses should know that the masses will suffer. Now everything has skyrocketed, gas has gone up, petrol is fluctuating, petrol prices are fluctuating. I mean, where are we in Nigeria? Why are we like this? If they have any issue, in fact, this is one of the reasons why Abacha banned them for a while. I think that's going to happen to Pengassin. Pengassin is chewing more than what it can swallow. They are going beyond their bounds. It shouldn't be so. They should have people, they should consider Nigerians in whatever action they take. This action they have taken has put them on the other side, negative side of Nigerian view of Pengassin. Pengassin should please step down. The employer has the prerogative of hiring and firing. Now that they have settled, and those people that they fired have been put back to other sectors. I mean, and those sectors they put, I'm sure those people will not be happy being there. Then what are we talking about? People should talk to Pengassin to please do the bidding of Nigeria. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mohammed from Tanke. Let's quickly take this comment from Facebook. Dr. Mrs. Maole Barra from Uweri, Imo State says, imagine Nigerians buying gas, kerosene, diesel, and fuel at exorbitant prices in a country blessed with both human and natural resources. Our leaders should realize that the life of the common man is fast becoming bestial, while their confidence in the ruling class is also fast eroding. Let our leaders come out to grips with the hard fact that any leadership that does not stand on a sound moral foundation collapses sooner than later. The root of our problem lies with those who are manipulating the system to suit their personal needs at the expense of national interests. Thank you so very much. Let's quickly move on to another story.
Yeah,
real quick. It's no longer news that the academic staff, universities ASU is embarking or threatening industrial action or goes on industrial action whenever it has unresolved issues with the federal government. It does so repeatedly, just like many other trade unions. Well, we just had a conversation about Pengassin within and outside the academic system in the country. Now, let's take a look at this. In the last 26 years, as a matter of fact, from 1999 to date, for example, hardly would a year go by without ASU embarking on strike. Hardly. In 2020 alone, ASU went on strike for 9 months. Which happened to be the longest in the recent history of ASU strike. Just 2 years later, the union also went on another round of 8 months strike. This was during the administration of former late President Muhammadu Buhari. We witnessed another 3-month strike in 2018. Every time ASU has a disagreement with the federal government, it uses the industrial action tool, which is with down tools. We go home. Can the country afford yet another ASU strike that is looming. And of course, we're hearing that they're already mobilizing their members across universities to embark on this, 14-day, warning strike. And after the expiration of that, only God knows
Just
how
how
long.
long? How many months?
You see, I think what we should ponder on is, what are they really striking about? That is just
The main
Their
issue.
unmet demands.
so many demands that border on running the university properly. You see, this is quite unlike the Pengasyn thing. You understand? Pengasyn is talking about shutting down a system that is the live wire of the average Nigerian. Now, the academics are people who train people who run the economy, who are in your hospital and the rest of them. And they are saying that the equipment you have there is obsolete, that the country is dying. So, if going on strike is what will make government listen, you understand? I think it's a lesser evil compared to allowing that system to fester. And we know that in our hospitals, we're having, undertakers instead of doctors. You understand? So, you see, I think we need to put a lot of things in perspective. You see, and the thing about ASU agitation is that they give a position. If government gives a counter and say they don't have resources, they provide solutions. It's only that the government has not found it within them to listen to them. And I'll give you a very good example. What you now have as TED fund used to be ETF. Do you know how that idea came? It came from ASU. When government said they don't have enough money to do the things ASU was asking for, they then offered that solution. Now look, is it 5% or so from every pump price? Set it aside under Sani Abacha. Set it aside and use it to run education.
1%, 5%?
Yeah, is it? I don't know. Is it 1% or 5%? Is it 1%?
1%.
Okay.
Yes.
Set it aside. So that was what that was that ETF transformed into TED fund. Then you have the stabilization fund, that was proffered by ASU. So you see, at every point, ASU has always proffered solution. They are more like a think tank for government if only government will listen. But the problem has always been that the priority of government has always been different when it comes to all these essentials that makes for true development, like health, like education. You will see that my point has always been very consistent when it comes to those issues.
All right, let's take these comments. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
morning.
Nicholas. You see, it's Tony again.
Okay.
I don't want to talk on the Pengasyn issue further.
Okay.
Side by side with ASU, you can see all these things they are avoidable. When people do the right thing, they are avoidable. But simply because people want to impose themselves on the citizens, on institutions that should be able to make things work perfectly, we cannot rule out the fact that Pengasyn and ASU, all these things are part of an institution. You get it? Fine, I agree with you. Pengasyn went too far. Shutting down supply should have been the last resort. You get it? But you see, this ASU strike, all these things are very, very avoidable when we choose to do the right thing. And that is exactly my point.
And now maybe let's put it back to you. What is the right thing to be done right?
ASU is this, ASU is that. Forgetting that what ASU is demanding for, we all cannot be in the same endeavor in life. We all have to function wherever we are. And that is exactly what ASU is doing. That is what Pengasyn is doing.
Okay.
Well,
I was just going to ask because he says it's also not doing the right thing, and of course, I recall 2009 ASU has made demands 26 years down the line.
Still not met.
Still not met. So
Okay.
is it that those demands are ambiguous or they are?
no, they are not. It's about priority. Now, you see, look, sorry, Mr. Tony. Now, look at it. We have all government-owned refineries are dead. They are dead on the watch of Pengasyn. But the federal state universities are still managing to function simply because there was somebody keeping them on their toes. So that is the difference. We are talking of a functional union. And another one that has become a behemoth that has, that it does not even know what it was created for in the first instance. It shouldn't be about just your interest. It should be about Nigeria's interest. It's about our economy. It's about our development. So that's my point.
Thank you, Nicholas. Our time is fast spent.
Yeah, our time is fast spent.
wow.
We're unable to take any more comments or touch on any more stories, but we'll continue tomorrow, most definitely, and God willing, from 8 o'clock to 8:30. The views expressed is not in any way the position of FlowFM 92.7, other staff therein, but is expressed by our in-house analyst, Nicholas Uwerunonye. Thank you so much for joining us on the headline news analysis for today. We're back to your ears tomorrow from 8 o'clock to 8:30, God willing. I'm Danielle Shitta-Bey.
And I am Adeyemi. Have a great Tuesday morning.